Okay, so today we're going to be talking about my Dandy's World theory. Like, why aren't you playing Dandy's World if you're doing the Dandy's World theory? Because I don't want to. I am so burnt out right now. But,
Whoopsie.
I feel like everyone's like, Dyle and Arthur was a villain, but, like, I don't think they are because, well, we don't know anything about them because, well, they're not here. Because I think Dyle's the actual villain because I'm trying to say, sorry for having trouble talking, but Dyle is the main villain because, again, from what I've noticed, is he has said he's going to murder Shrimpo. Not only that, he's often said innocent by the fandom. Dyle and Arthur, yes, they have done some horrible things, but, like, we don't know. Dyle has all the reason to. Why would Dyle and Arthur deliberately sabotage their business? Which they had to take thousands of dollar loan out, by the way, to get their business off the ground. So why would they sabotage their business they poured so much money in? It's just like that. It's not a motive. Dyle is the only one who has motives. He never got to be on the show. He begged to be on the show. And when I realized that he does have a motive, Dyle and Arthur do not, it was, why would you deliberately sabotage your way to get money? But they did do some questionable things. I don't think. Like, they did do a couple questionable things, aka, Arthur forcing Bobette to overwork herself, and, well, that's about it. But he is shown to actually care about the tunes. He is shown to actually really care. And Delilah's shown to be a lot more caring. Well, not caring, she's just shown to be more analytical. She's shown to make and it makes sense she probably does not have as much empathy as Arthur. Because we're assuming they were young when they made it in the late 80s. But, like, it could not have been she. Because it wasn't. Canonically, they had to take out a lot of loan. A very large loan. But what closed it down, because Dyle had so much control, it wouldn't have really been that hard. The incident could have been, since the trains were automatic, Dyle could have very easily hacked the trains, or just made it so the trains crashed. Like, multiple trains crashed, because, Garden View was remote. How hard would it have been for him to just randomly decide that he had enough and went? You couldn't, well, I'm trying to say, is that, what if he scheduled 2 trains to be going on the same path at the same exact time? And since that caused he caused a train wreck, which could have been the incident, and when Dyle and Arthur got news of the train wreck, because they could have been there that day, they told Dandy that he would have to stop whatever he was doing to come out. And the other main tunes, causing Dandy to be so angry because he knew Dyle had done it, to snap, killing multiple of the guests. Or all of the guests. Because we really don't know how the twisting process is. There is also one thing, I have a theory. Probably not canon, but you, the player, are dead. Now, why would random people be coming into a shut-down facility to mine a mysterious substance? what if whatever happened, if Dandy had snapped that day, killing all the guests, could be a similar situation where the souls were stuck. And Dyle and author knew that about human souls, so they had no other choice than to figure something out. And they still had the blueprints for the tombs. So they made basically where you could pick which one you wanted to be to go mine the ichor, which would then constitute them getting profit while also keeping the general public. And the only reason the public knows is because the Dyle and author basically said there was an incident, and they refused to tell what the incident was, but it would make sense for them not to tell what the incident is. But, I don't really know, because it's probably, I don't think we are dead, because why would because I don't think they would let random strangers in. It would make more sense if it was a busy day that day, because it was said it was to be June, and a lot of kids are out of school in June, so it could have just been a lot of, they were trapped. They had no choice. And the mining is just to give them something to do. And they can't really do anything about the Twisteds because that day, not all the tunes turned were attacked. Because it could be seen that happened in the wilting music video and the Perfect Christmas one, where Bobette is shown to twist right in front of everyone after she falls from a tree. A Christmas tree, and the story gets lodged in her head. She becomes all twisted Bobette. And after becoming Twisted Bobette, it's shown she slowly hunted down the other Christmas tunes, turning them twisted. And when that happened, something similar happened in the Easter thing, but I don't think it was just Bassie, because Coco was such a humongous part of Bassie's lore. What I personally think happened was something happened to Bassie that caused her to twist. And after she twisted, after she became twisted, she attacked Coco, making her go twisted. When she became twisted, everyone else in the situation was just stuck with two psychos who were twisted and had no control anymore. And of course, for the Perfect Christmas video, it's already canon. I didn't really watch the Locked Away one very much because I really do not like Locked Away. But it's a catchy song, I just can't. Was it Rosie? Rose? Or whatever.
Yay! Shroomy party!
But it feels like, it feels like more so severely neglected. And I already have theories for how some of the other tunes became twisted, like Charles Cosmo. What makes sense for them to be completely covered in ichor unless something happened, is that they have similar patterns. I believe, of course, there was the ichor operation happening during this time. I do believe there was an active ichor operation during its development. And because we are filling up the machines, not emptying them. So I believe after we leave the floors, there's these giant vats of ichor, and there was something similar happening the entire time during Garden Beast's opening. I didn't mention this before, and the vats of ichor where the full machines would drain into would, well, if you can guess it, or just a giant vat of ichor because it's a resource used for their creation. And I'm assuming a lot of ichor goes into it too. And So for Shelly, it says she twisted from a lot of grief. I don't believe all of them got injuries. Let's go for Poppy. There is literally nothing with her that happened, except maybe she's a bit of ichor on her, and she looks like she smokes. But really, I'm just throwing my thoughts out here right now, but wouldn't it make sense for there to not, for the twisted to turn in different ways? Because, no offense to Ben, your legs don't just randomly fall off. Unless you have a lot of underlying health issues, your legs just don't come off. And when something did happen to Finn, I believe he was torn apart. Pebble, I'm not sure what happened to Pebble. I think he accidentally consumed a lot. And I mean a lot of ichor. I'm getting distracted, but I really think it could have been, there was just so much happening, but I truly believe that it was not very normal. I just can't talk right now. What I'm trying to say is, something did happen. For example. But, I'm just so confused and tired. But Sprout and Cosmo have very similar wounds. Not quite wounds, but I do believe Dyle caused the incident. He's a much more serious demeanor than Dandy, but Dandy's blamed for something. I believe Dandy was done being in the Starlight, but I don't think that could also be it. But Dandy was exhausted and limited to Dyle, and Dyle had an idea to stop it, then did what he thought was best. All it did was end up getting it shut down, and he never told anybody because, well, I mean, would you? If you did something like this, you need to just take the fall, causing Dandy to be so horribly mistreated. Which, that could probably just be me. But I don't believe, since Dandy is morally gray, he had to do something. People randomly overuse being monsters for nothing, especially since I don't think the tunes are capable of that. I'm not quite done. I still have a couple things to think of. Honestly, I feel like I'll have to make a different one, but yeah. Don't forget, I think Dyle's the main villain, and it looks like we're going to be getting a lore update soon, and I hope it reveals who the actual villain is. Anyways, please like and subscribe if you've made it to the end, and bye!